Hello everyone, welcome to Longarming by Jaclyn. I am doing a really quick short top 5 Friday, and we're going to be doing a little unboxing because I've got some back orders that I'm working on, and then tomorrow we are literally off to the races. We will be raffling off the first sample of the last race of the season at the last race of the season, which is the race and trail system that pattern was inspired by. So that is going to find its forever home this weekend. So we got our thread order in, and it's going to be a magical mystery to all of us what's in here because I don't remember what I ordered. I needed some pistachio thread, and then I did my thread order, and I couldn't remember if I even ordered that color. I had ordered the little sample, and I loved it. And I said I need a king for that. This box says empty on it. I think this is just packing powder. Yes, empty box. So what did we get? Okay, so we have got a bunch of bobbins. So this is Vilene. This is the water soluble. This is the tacky one, which is peel and stick. And then this one is, there's no sticky on either side. So this is like disappearing stabilizer. Gives you a nice crisp finish while you're sewing. And then the first time you wash the quilt, all of that's gone. So it returns the nice soft, drapey, like t-shirty feel if you are doing a t-shirt quilt. Or like applique, you end up building a lot of layers of fabric. So the interfacing basically disappears after you're done sewing your applique. So we got bobbins, light tan. These are the jumbo bobbins that go into a long arm. And they've got a magnetic core there. There's the magnet. And when you get custom hand-guided quilting, depending on the size of your quilt, you might have close to 5 or 6 of these in a quilt, in a big quilt with dense quilting. So I go through a lot of bobbins. Navy, good color to have. Tuscan, I think this is a mid-brown. We're gonna learn today. Oh yeah, that's like a warmer mid-brown. This reminds me of, there's a top thread color called chestnut. That's really beautiful, it's close to that. And black, because I have a small thing of the Magnaglide Delights. It's a little plastic tub like this. It has 10. It's the exact same as the regular 40 Glide. Ooh. And this one says full. Thank you for telling me, because I would have been confused. More Vilene. More Vilene. I go through a lot of this. This is to replace, I'm making 3 memory quilts right now, which is why there's so much junk going on back here. Trying to get that all organized, and it's using up all my Vilene stash. So I had to replace all that. Okay, so let's get to the fun part, which is threads. This is my king spools. And we'll see what's in here. Try not to cut myself with scissors. Yes. All right. I love cheap snips. Use them up, and then when they're ready to go, you do not feel bad about tossing them. So I go through quite a bit of snips. This is a honing cord, and I have not tried this yet. So I'm excited to look into this. So it's a thin strand, and it's got grit on there. So if you know something about like knife sharpening, if your grit is more coarse and you're removing metal, that's sharpening. And if your grit, like sandpaper grit, is finer and you have the edge of your blade is like bent over, all honing paper does is push the metal edge back straight. So let's do a demo. So if this were my knife edge and it was kinked over, and then you're trying to cut with that edge. It's not sharp anymore. So the honing paper smashes the metal back into a straight line. It doesn't actually remove material. Whereas if you sharpen a knife edge, you're actually taking away. And if you see a knife that's been sharpened a lot, right where they sharpen it, it'll start to go down where you're wearing away the knife. So a honing blade, or a honing stone, or whatever they call it, sometimes they call it a knife sharpener because that's just what people say, but if it's really a honing blade, it's not taking away material. It's just smashing that metal material that's been folded over back into a straight line where it has a good crisp cutting edge again. All that to say, this is honing cord, and because it's small and the same shape as thread, supposedly you can run this through the thread path of your sewing machine and reach all the nooks and crannies where you can't reach with a flat paper. You just can't get in there, and you can hone away burrs and wear areas in your thread path because it can get in there to those shapes. So this one is a honing paper. This came from just regular Lowe's, and it's 2000 grit, super fine, and you can cut a little strip, and if you can reach it with like your finger, you can probably reach it with something like this and deburr and remove ridges and sharp edges that are catching your thread. But the thread path has a lot of areas where you can't get in there, so I'm going to try this, and you can kind of get in there and floss away without removing too much material. So this one's an unknown. To be determined. Fun times. Okay, so then, what did I buy? I did buy pistachio. Okay, good. I meant to put this on the list, and after I sent the order, I said, did I buy pistachio or not? And I got a lot of threads that are almost white. As you can see, my technical difficulties, we're recording this on a different day, and I'm filling in the part that got lost in the vapors. So we were talking about the thread colors from my unboxing. Here's the thread colors that got lost. Yes, I did remember to purchase pistachio. I'm very excited about this. This is a beautiful tealy green color. Really gorgeous. This one is called Crush, and that is beautiful. It is like a really pretty nude lipstick, somewhere between a little bit browny, a little bit pinky. Really beautiful shade. A lot of the really soft colors are going to pair nicely with that. This one is Cool Mint, and I was excited to give this a try because I have Pale Mist and I have Magic Mint, and this one I think is a little bit more blue of a shade. And then this one is First Kiss, and with this light, I think it's a little bit richer than what it's showing up on camera. Really beautiful shade, really pale. Woo! A quilt with First Kiss and Crush pair really nicely. They're kind of like, the best way I can describe it is they're similar to makeup tones. They're just really kind of lovely and rosy with just a hint of brown that gives it a natural tone. I really like that. And then Cool Gray, because don't ask me how I ran out of Cool Gray, but I use a lot of this color. This is your ultimate neutral. It's going to look nice and work across probably the most fabrics of any single thread color. So a lot of my all one color quilts end up using a lot of Cool Gray because it just works. It's kind of your ultimate neutral. And then last but not least, I got this new shade called Seashell. All right, so just went to raid the thread room, and I realized that part of that unboxing event may or may not have recorded due to technical difficulties, so we'll splice this together. If there's some rough cuts, you know why. So the new color is Seashell, and I think it's reading a little bit deeper and a little bit more yellowy on the camera. than it looks in real life. So for comparison, this is linen, this is seashell. So they're very close. I would say linen is got a little more, maybe a warm brown and a little paler, and seashell is a little more of a yellowy brown and a little deeper, but very close. Okay, now this one is called wheat. So let's do, this is linen and wheat. Wheat is a little bit darker. This is seashell and wheat. Wheat's a little darker than seashell, but very close in that sort of yellowy brown color. And then cream, definitely lighter than wheat. Cream is a little more yellowy and deeper than linen. This is very close to white. And then let's see, cream and seashell. I would say seashell is a little more brown than cream is. So these colors are very close. If you are trying to make your thread budget go far and sort of cover the rainbow of options that you might need in your thread kit, you could probably get by with buying one of these colors, linen, wheat, cream, and seashell, and use one of these colors in all the places you might use any of these colors. If you love all the threads, then go ahead and buy them all. I'm not saying not to, but they are very close. So if you're trying to get by with the fewest number of thread colors in your investment, you could probably buy one of these and get by. So that's like my off-white category. Let's compare it to white. So you can tell there's a pretty good jump. Now, linen is not that far from white. And then super white, believe it or not, it's actually slightly darker. Super white has a little bit of a blue tinge, which keeps your white from looking dirty. Like, you know how laundry detergent is dyed blue? That is to make your whites pop more white. And like when you shampoo a dog that has white hair, they add a little bit of blue pigment, which makes the white optically whiter and keeps it, cancels out sort of the yellow dingy effect that like it can appear a little bit more yellow and dingy to the eye than it really is. So by adding just a tinge of blue, it becomes more white than white. So that's why they call this super white. So it's actually a hair darker than plain white, but it's going to look cleaner and brighter to your eye because it's got that hint of bluing, just like Tide. That's why Tide is blue. So your white t-shirts look way white, and it cancels out some of that sort of yellowy tone that a cotton can take on over time. So I hope you enjoyed our super quick unboxing event for Top 5 Friday. Apparently that's my top 5 discussions about honing paper and almost white thread. Have a good weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.